An effective short game is basically the shot you select is going to get your ball on the green. Now, obviously, we want to hit the ball close. But if I were to tell you that you'd be able to hit a pitch shot and have the ball finish on the green, how many shots are we going to save around by doing that? Quite a few, right? We don't want to be chipping more than once or anywhere around the greens, because basically from this distance to the green, we select the right shot, we want to be on the green. Whether it's 2 feet or 20 feet, we still have a putt. So we're saving a shot. Now a pitch is going to be a more lofted club and a more lofted shot. I wouldn't necessarily recommend hitting pitch shots with 8s or 9 irons. We want to use the most lofted club. Now, the general rule here, if you can putt it, I would putt it. If you can't putt it, when there's something between you or there's too much fringe like this, I would chip it. And then if you can't chip it because there's a bunker, rough, a hill, or water in between you and the hole, then you pitch it, okay? So a pitch shot spends more time in the air than it does on the ground. Setup-wise, I place the ball in the middle of my stance, okay? I choke considerably down on the grip, because another rule of mine is the closer I am to the green, the closer I stand to the ball. Also, the closer I move my feet. Okay, the wider my feet are with the shorter clubs, the tendency is to pull my center off the ball. And what I mean by that is where my weight is. So my center, if my weight is on my right foot, my center is over my right foot. Vice versa. Same thing here. Okay, I would encourage everybody to have a little bit more weight. We're all righties here, right? A little bit more weight on your left foot. Okay, because that's going to help you do a number of things, and most importantly, have the club interact with the ground. And that's what I see a lot of people struggle with, is the club doesn't interact with the ground. We're busy helping it up in the air. For a pitch, ball in the middle of my stance, weight is, I'd say about 80% of my weight is on the balls of my left foot. And I'm just going to rehearse a half swing back and through. You'll notice that I have a lot of wrist hinge in the backswing, because in order to hit down, the club has to go up. Okay, also a wider swing going out here tends to pull me off the golf ball. And because it's such a short swing, if we pull ourselves off the ball, we don't have enough time to get back to it. Now, on the opposite side of the ball, the follow through. Most people, what they do wrong, they're told by everybody to keep their head down. It is the worst piece of advice in golf. Okay? It is the reason why when you keep your head down or you keep your head still, number one, it causes tension. And when we have tension in the golf swing, we're not swinging the club. We're working too hard to move this club back and forth. Okay? And when we keep our head down, we can't turn through. Right? The 20 years I've been playing golf, short game, full swing, I don't think I've ever seen the club make contact with the ball, because of that reason. In order to swing this through, I have to bend my left arm to avoid hitting the ground when I keep my head still. In order to keep my arms extended properly, I have to turn through, which is why we open the stance. Okay, and we'll work on this individually for sure, but try to, for the however many years you've been told to keep your head down, let's try to ignore it. Now, finally, when we start to make more consistent contact, right, then we have to be able to judge the distance. Okay, and this is a little bit further down the line, but just to summarize, this is my 54-degree wedge, my sand wedge. I know that if I take my club or my hands back to my right pocket and swing through to my left pocket, it's going to go 23 yards exactly in the air. Okay? Now that could be different for everybody else because we have different swing speeds. Okay? So if I take this club back pocket to front pocket, it's going to go 23 yards in the air and roll out just a little bit. Now, if I did that with my 58 degree, which has more loft, it should go a little higher, but a little shorter. So I do know that this goes 18 yards in the air. If I go pocket to pocket, it goes a little shorter and a little higher. Now, when we start to make, obviously you have to make consistent contact in order for that to be predictable. So we work on the fundamentals first. You start to get more solid contact, then you can start to play with the length of your swing. And now finally, the consistent theme to the way I coach short game and putting is we control the distance the ball goes, both with the putter and our wedges, by the length of our backswing. Okay? So too many people make the same swing, the same length swing, and speed up if they want to hit it further. Now, we all have individual tempos at which we swing the club. Some are quicker, some are slower. Okay, as long as you maintain that tempo, no matter if you have a short pitch shot, a 3-foot putt, or a long pitch shot, swinging it at the same cadence is going to help your short game become more predictable. Correct. So if you think about it, I like to swing the club basically at the same pace I would say my name. Okay, or just simple 1, 2. The only reason I don't like 1, 2 is because you can speed up 1, 2. If I speed up my name, I'm going to recognize it, right? So I will say Michael Majet. If I speed that up, I'm going to swing the club at the same speed that I'm saying that, saying my name. I'm going to recognize that that's not right. I want to, like, how I would introduce myself is basically my personal tempo. Okay, so if I go Michael Majet, shorter swing, I'm swinging it slower. Full swing, Michael Majet, I'm obviously speeding it up. I'm not changing the tempo. Does that make sense? And we'll obviously work individually on that. But that's two things I would want you to pay attention to is the tempo is not changing and we're making contact with the ground. Okay, and the more consistent you keep your weight on your left foot, the easier it'll be to find a consistent bottom to your swing. If I go back here, more than likely going to hit behind it, and vice versa. If I have too much weight this way, I'm going to hit way in front of it.